every way. Screaming won't do anything. His groans are too loud. His yells too grand. The beautiful woman wants to get away, but she's just paralyzed in fear of the blood beast.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to 31 Days of Horror. This is day 8. I am Morgan Film Fan. Let's jump into some scares. Night of the Blood Beast was released in 1958, and they just released this Blu-ray package with the 4K update of Night of the Blood Beast, including as well Attack of the Giant Leeches as a bonus feature with this. I'm not exactly sure if Attack of the Giant Leeches has been released on Blu-ray single, like in a separate Blu-ray before, but this is from Film Masters, and I love these 50s films, so I'm here to talk about it. What we have going on here is we have this this guy returning from space, and his name is Johnny, and as soon as Johnny lands, he crash lands, and he basically loses his life, and he had a fiancée named Julie, so you got Julie and Johnny, and this other doctor that works with Julie. Julie is, I'm guessing, a nurse. They're investigating the crash scene, and Julie's obviously distraught, but she's still taking her career seriously because they were, you know, space explorers kind of thing. The film opens up in its first act with them basically investigating this body, and Johnny's body is very strange with, you know, not going through rigor mortis whatsoever. The blood pressure apparently is 40 over 120 or whatever the normal blood pressure is, so there's no problems seemingly, other than the fact that his heart is not beating and he's clearly showing signs of not having any life to him, yet vital wise and stuff like that, he seems to be functioning as if he should be alive. Basically, they're trying to figure out what the heck is going on there, and as the film progresses, it becomes apparent that something has followed Johnny back to Earth on the ship. This is executively produced by Roger Corman, and anytime you get Roger Corman's name, rest in peace to Roger Corman, you know you're in for a cheese fest. This film was going really good, unfortunately, until it wasn't. I really was not a fan of this third act in this film. It was really disappointing too, because I was having a good time with the mystery of everything, and the characters were really well done. I love the 4K. This film looks crisp and sleek and beautiful. It's so well done with its restoration, and you get great characters in it. You got these two characters named Steve and Dave, who are chasing after and investigating the monster. Once the monster shows up on screen, the blood beast, it's kind of ridiculous, but it was kind of ridiculous in a funny way. I mean, this thing looks like a bird. It almost has half a beak, half a trunk looking thing, and it's clearly a guy in a costume. Like, you can tell it almost looks like some kind of character from a kid's show, like a Barney Sesame Street kind of figure going on. Eventually, Johnny does end up waking up and becoming conscious and communicating, and Johnny insists that this blood beast comes in peace and means no harm to anybody. They start doing blood tests on Johnny, which also are ridiculous, because when they're looking at the microscope, the blood tests are literally animated like an old 50s cartoon. And they're figuring out that his blood there's some kind of cell formation in his blood that's not really normal. He also knows that he is carrying something within himself, and eventually towards the third act of the film, he in a sense sacrifices himself, because he knows that whatever he's brought and whatever he's carrying as a host is a danger to the earth. So him and the blood beast kind of make this pact where they're going to you know, take themselves out, essentially. I was checked out of the film as soon as the Blood Beast started communicating, like talking. And the Blood Beast starts using the voice of the doctor that was doing the tests on Johnny and everything, because the doctor does get deceased. So the Blood Beast starts talking using the doctor's voice and saying, like, we must tell everybody that I mean no harm. We must find a way to communicate with everybody else. And I'm just like, there's no threat in this film whatsoever. It ends so anticlimatically, and it's these films that disappoint me the most, because it was actually really well done and really well acted. Like, you got, it's cheesy, but you got like the over the top female performances with the distraught, like, screaming and crying. You got that in here. You've got the really corny looking monster. He's there. The macho heroes when it comes to the men, the Steve and the Dave character, you got them. You got the doctor character that, you know, chews up the scenery when he's on screen. You got that. And it works. It works right up until it doesn't, and then when it doesn't, it just slams you with disappointment. I consider this the film version of Blue Balls, literally. That's how I felt at the finale of this film. The Blood Beast is basically lit on fire, and then the end shows up on screen. And I'm just like, well, what was the point of that, honestly? I was scared to put on Attack of the Giant Leeches, and I'm not going to be talking about it right now because I double featured them, but I am reviewing these two back to back. So I'm going to get more into Giant Leeches next time, so stay tuned for that review. But for what it's worth, they do make a good double feature, and Night of the Blood Beast does look great visually. Unfortunately, it just has a really crap out ending, and like I said, I was expecting something monstrous. I was expecting something that was just going to tear people apart. I mean, you see right on this cover that you have a hand grabbing somebody's head, and there was some mention of, you know, it even says in the back of the case, no girl was safe as long as this head hunting thing roamed the land. So, I'm guessing Night of the Blood Beast refers to the blood in Johnny's system. I think that's what they meant by Blood Beast. You know, Johnny is carrying some kind of cellular formation in his blood. Whereas I'm thinking Blood Beast meaning, you know, a beast after blood kind of thing. But they can't all be winners, can they? So this, unfortunately, was a pretty big disappointment for me, which sucks. But I watched Attack of the Giant Leeches immediately after, and like I said, stay tuned for that review. Hint, hint, it's slightly more positive. But unfortunately, Night of the Blood Beast gets a 2 out of 5, and it is at the bottom of the list because even though Bikini Swamp Girl Massacre was a pretty terrible film, at least it was fun. And I would much rather put that film on before Night of the Blood Beast. But I don't know if I'll be watching Night of the Blood Beast very often unless I'm double featuring both of these, to be honest. So yeah, day 8 is a little bit of a downer, but luckily we're not even a third way through everything. So plenty of more reviews to come. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining me for 31 Days of Horror. I hope everybody is enjoying what I have to say about these films. I'm having a lot of fun watching them and reviewing them and discussing them and discovering these brand new for myself because, of course, as always, my 31 Days of Horror are always first-time watches. So come back next time. I will be here. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan and keep things spooky. And until next review, sleep tight tonight.